All right. We had Psalm 75 and 5. And it reads, lift not up your horn, which is your power on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. Don't be stiff necked. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. A lot of y'all trying to be somebody in hell. That's why I said don't lift up your power on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. The promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another. So just because you where you at now don't mean that this is where you're going to be at. Because the Most High can bring you down. That's why Master Shai said, he that exalted himself shall be abased. He that humbled himself shall be exalted. The Most High is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another. For in the hand of the Most High there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poured out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the Most High power of Jacob. All the horns, all the powers of the wicked also will I cut off. But the horns, the powers of the righteous shall be exalted. You hear that? It's the way to be righteous. And keeping the law, statutes, of the Most High, commandments of the Most High. He want a broken and contrite spirit. Before him. Look at 2 Kings 17. 2 Kings 17th chapter. Second Kings 17 and 14. Let's read let's look at verse man. Second Kings 17. Let's look at verse 7. So it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Most High their power, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, in captivity, slavery, and bondage, and had feared other gods, other powers, and walked in the statutes of the heathen. You hear that? Walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Most High cast out from before the children of Israel, and the kings of Israel which they had made. As it is today, walking in the statutes of the heathen, all these different religions that we did set up, and if we did set up, you won't find it in the Bible. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Most High, their power. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen, whom the Most High carried away from before them. Remember, the Most High said, get rid of everything that they had. We read that in Deuteronomy 7th chapter, remember? Get rid of all their images, destroy all of that. The things that they worship, get rid of all, no. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Most High carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Most High to anger. For they served idols, whereof the Most High had said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. This is what we done. This is what you're doing now. In serving different idols. Yet the Most High testified against Israel and against Judah all 12 tribes. Like I told you, Israel represents the northern tribes, Judah represents the southern tribes, which represent 9 tribes and 3 tribes, which represent 12 tribes, all 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Not the group, not the organization, not the community, but the nation of Israel that we are. And the sooner we start saying these things and representing ourselves as the nation, the chosen people of the Most High, instead of once the Bible's closed, talking about we a group and we a community and we organization and all these things, the sooner you can see benefits. But they serve idols. Remember, they took the name of Israel out of Israel as being a nation. But they served idols. This is what we did. Whereof the Most High has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Yet the Most High testified against Israel and against Judah, all 12 tribes, by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Notwithstanding, they were not here, but hardened their necks. Remember it says, don't be stiff-necked, but harden their necks. That's stiff-necked. Like to the neck of their fathers that was stiff-necked, that did not believe in the Most High, their power. This is unbelievable. But all that I brought forth just in this lesson, and knowing all the things that the Most High done from the beginning to the time they came on the earth, and seeing all the miracles that he done, and nothing happened to us in Goshen, where we were living at. He brought all those plagues upon the Egyptians, 10 plagues. You get him a name? You hear what it said? Verse 14, notwithstanding, they would not hear. That's us. We the Israelites would not hear, but hardened their necks. That's why I say don't be stiff-necked. Like to the neck of their fathers that did not believe in the Most High, their power. There's a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity, as it is this day. They followed vanity. It became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Most High had charged them, that they should not do like them, as we done read in this lesson. And they left all the commandments of the Most High, their power, and made them molten images, even 2 calves. This is what Israel did under Jeroboam. And made a grove, and worshiped all the hosts of heaven, and served Baal. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Most High, to provoke him to anger. Therefore the Most High was very angry with Israel, and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Most High, their power, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. And the Most High rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of spoilers, captivity, slavery, and bondage, until he had cast them out of his sight. By the land over there, Israel, northern Israel, southern Israel, desolate. Beautiful land, but the Most High says it's going to be desolate. His word is true. He's not a man that should lie. For he rent Israel from the house of David. He split the kingdom from the house of David. through Rehoboam, Solomon's son. And they made Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, king. And Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Most High and made them sin a great sin. That's the northern tribes, outside from Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. He made them depart from the Most High, and he made them sin a great sin. He made them 2 calves. Remember, all 12 tribes was there when Moses went up to the mountain to get the commandments or the laws of the Most High. And they told Aaron to make them a calf. Where'd he get that from? Egypt. And they took their golden earrings from their sons and their daughters and the men and the women, and they made a calf. And they said, this is who brought us out of Egypt. This who put all them 10 plagues on the Egyptians and didn't touch us. And when you think about it, just saying it, man, it's hurtful, because who thinks about the Most High? Really? That's why he keeps saying, man, the anger of the Most High provoked him to anger over and over again. Here it is. He made 2 calves. 2 calves. Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Most High and made them sin a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. He departed not from them until the Most High removed Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets. They being warned, like you being warned in these last days. But people will say, oh, it don't matter. They'll take this lightly as you want to. But the Spirit of the Most High is angry. You better see the things that he say he gonna do in Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Most High of hosts, armies. With all these disasters that's happening in this earth right now, oh yeah, it's gonna escalate. Don't wait till it hits your door and come inside your house and you start feeling it, then you're gonna cry on him. He got something for you, man. It's too late then if you don't repent now. You come back to know this truth. Until the Most High remove Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, and from Kutah, and from Ava, and from Hamath, and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. These are these Hamites, these Ethiopians, so-called Ethiopians, Cushites that they put in northern Israel. So they have been there from this time all the way to when you read about the lady in Samaria in John the 4th chapter. They have been there all the way since this time until then. Because the king of Assyria, Salmanessar, put the men of Babylon, these Ethiopians, up in northern Israel. That's why you see they call themselves Philistine Jews, because this is when they began to be in the land of northern Israel. While Mashiach Shai told them, don't go to Samaria. Go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. They weren't ready for the Israelites that were even up in there, but I mean, and them Ethiopians that was there. Whereas you're looking at those were the lands of Ephraim and the other 8 tribes in northern Israel. But Salmanessar, the king of Syria, put the Ethiopians up in there. Verse 25, and so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Most High, because they Ethiopians. They Hamites. Therefore the Most High sent lions among them. They had a movie like this, where the lions were killing Africans. Sent lions among them, which slew them, some of them. Lions among them to kill them. Then you know it's part of Africa. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the Most High power of the land. They ain't know the Most High power of the land. Therefore he have sent lions among them, And behold, they slay them. These lions is killing them. Most of them sent lions among them, and the lions are killing them. These Hamites, these Ethiopians. And behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the power of the land. That's why them Jewish people over there, they keeping, somewhat the laws of the Most High. They believe in the Torah. Whether they do it or not, that's another thing, but they got the Kabbalah and the Talmud added to the word of the Most High, and the Torah and the Tanakh. So all that's out of it, but they have, the Torah there. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests, whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the power of the land. Get to learn the power of the land, the Most High, laws, statutes, and commandments. See? Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Most High. He taught them what? How they should fear the Most High. See, that ain't been taught. Y'all just talking about repent and keep the commandments of the Most High. You better be teaching. I'm telling you. Fear the Most High means to be afraid, to be scared of the Most High, before you provoke him to anger. He taught them that they should fear the Most High, first and foremost. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. Howbeit, every nation made gods or idols of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their cities wherein they dwelt. And the men of Babylon made Succoth, whatever that is, and the men of Cush made that, and the men of Hamath made, and the Avites made, and Tartak, and it's not Israelites. These are Hamites, Ethiopians. Burnt their children, and the Sepharvites burnt their children in fire to this god and that god, the gods of Sepharvaim. So they feared the Most High, and made unto themselves of the lowest of them priests of the high places, which sacrificed for them in the houses of the high places. They feared the Most High, and served their own gods, their own idols, after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence. Hear that? Unto this day they do after the former manners. They fear not the Most High, neither do they after their statutes, or after their ordinances, or after the law and commandment which the Most High commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel. Because all the gods of the nations are idols. You just seen what they brought there. With whom the Most High had made a covenant, a contract agreement with the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, and charged them, saying, ye shall not fear other gods, nor bow yourselves to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice to them. But the Most High, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt with great power and a stretched out arm, him shall you fear, and him shall you worship, and to him shall you do sacrifice. And the statutes and the ordinances and the law and the commandment which he wrote for you, ye shall observe to do forevermore. And ye shall not fear other gods, other idols. The covenant I have made with you, ye shall not forget, neither shall ye fear other gods. For the Most High your power ye shall fear. Over and over again, how many times you got to say it? He shall deliver you out of the hand of all your enemies. Howbeit, they did not hearken, they ain't listen, we ain't listen as the Israelites, but they did after their former manner. So these nations feared the Most High and served their graven images, both their children and their children's children, as did their fathers. So do they unto this day. They dealing with idolatry. Unto this day. And dealing with all these religions and so forth. Look at Nehemiah. Nehemiah, the 9th chapter. Nehemiah, the 9th chapter. We're going all over today, right? Nehemiah, the 9th chapter, and verse 16. Nehemiah, the 9th chapter, verse 16. But they and our fathers dealt proudly, and hardened their necks, and hearken not to thy commandments. Hear that? And refused to obey. Neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, stiff-necked, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou art of power, ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsooketh them not. Yea, when they had made them a molten calf, and said, This is thy power, that brought thee up out of Egypt, and had wrought great provocations, giving all this glory to a dang old molten calf. Yet thou in thy manifold mercies, which is not getting something that you do deserve plenty of times, forsooketh them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day, to lead them in the way. That was that of Mashiach Yahushua, in that pillar of the cloud, which is a chariot, that led us in the daytime. And we told us that in that spiritual walk that followed us was Mashiach Yahushua. 1 Corinthians 10 and 4. Neither the pillar of fire by night, to show them light and the way wherein they should go. See? All the things he done. Let's jump to verse 29. No, let's jump verse 28 first. But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee. Therefore leftest thou them in the hand of their enemies. He left us in the hand of our enemies, so that they had the dominion over them. Our enemies had dominion over us in captivity. Yet, when they returned and cried unto thee, cried unto the Most High, thou heardest them from heaven. And many times did thou deliver them according to thy mercies, and testify against them, that thou mightest bring them again unto thy law. Read it again. Testify against them. We cried to the Most High. Many times he delivered us according to his mercies, and testify against us as the Israelites, that's the them, that thou mightest bring them again unto thy law. Over and again, he's bringing us again into his law. Yet they dealt proudly, and hearkened not unto thy commandments, but sinned against thy judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. And withdrew the shoulder, took their shoulder, and hardened their neck, stiff-necked, and would not hear. Proud. Jeremiah 7 and 24. See, that pride is a damnable thing, is hateful before man and the Most High. Pride. Jeremiah 7:24. Let's look at verse 23 first. Start there. Jeremiah 7:23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearken not. We ain't listen, nor incline their ear, but walk in the counsels and in the imaginations of their evil heart. Walked in the counsels and the imaginations of our evil mind, and went backwards instead of forward. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken unto thee. So these are the things that you look at in knowing these scriptures and knowing what it is that he's saying. He says, speak these words unto we the Israelites, but they ain't gonna listen. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Most High their power, nor receiveth correction. You can't tell them what to do. You can't correct them. Everybody's so sensitive now. Nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished. The law is perished. We ain't under the law. And some of you say you're under the law, but you don't want to deal with the law. You want to deal with what the scripture says to back up how you feel, your emotions and all that stuff. Why you can't be corrected. Truth is perished. The law of the Most High is perished, and is cut off from their mouth. You ain't talking about it. Isaiah 48:4. Isaiah 48:4. Because I knew that thou art obstinate, and thy neck is an iron sinew, and thy brow brass. Man. He said, I have even from the beginning declared it to you. So I told you this from the beginning, before it came to pass. They say, I told you this before it came to pass. I showed it thee, lest thou shouldest say, mine idol have done them. He said, I gave you prophecy of what's going to happen. Or you can say, my idol have done them. And my graven image and my molten image have commanded them. Thou hast heard, see all this, and will not ye declare it? I have showed thee new things from this time, even hidden things, and thou didst not know them. See, they are created now, and not from the beginning, even before the day when thou heardest them not, lest thou shouldest say, behold, I knew them. Yeah, thou heardest not, yea, thou knewest not, yeah. From that time that thine ear was not open, didn't want to listen, for I knew that thou wouldst deal very treacherously, and was called a transgressor from the womb. Man, that's cold. That's cold.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's cold. That's cold. Say, yeah. He say, thou heardest not. Yeah. Thou knewest not. Yeah. From that time that thine ear was not open. You didn't want to hear. You didn't want to hear what the word of the Most High is saying. Like some of you don't want to hear now. For I knew that thou wouldn't. He said, for I knew that thou would have dealt very treacherously, and was called a transgressor from the womb. Man, that's crazy. He said, we were called a sinner from the womb. He said, I knew when the Most High made you that we're going to be sinners from the womb. He said, for my name's sake will I defer mine anger, because his name is in our name, Yah-Shar-Allah. And for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off, that I don't just destroy you. Remember he told Moses, say, I'll make a nation out of you, Moses. This is how much the Most High hated us. John the Baptist said the Most High could raise up some stones to be his people. Remember his ways and thoughts, not our ways and thoughts. He said, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. That's why he said in Hosea 5:15, I can't say it enough. He said, I'm going to go to my place. Till we as the Israelites acknowledge our offense, how we offended him and still offended him. You hearing things, do your research, and change. That's what this is all about. When the Master said you got to be born again, he talk about changing the way you think, the way you act, the way you speak, that you could be acceptable with the Most High. That's why he said, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. That's why he said in Hosea 5:15, I will go to my place until we acknowledge our offense, how we offended the Most High. You heard it all day long. And seek his face, because he turned his face away from us. In our affliction, we're going to seek him early. You done heard him talk about Jacob's trouble. He said, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. He said, I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. How much affliction we got to go through before we realize the right way. He said, for mine own sake. This is for our sake. Don't get it twisted, thinking it's all because you all that. No, we ain't all that at all. He said, for mine own sake, even for mine own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? His name is in our name, Yah, Shar-Allah, Prince of the Power. And I will not give my glory unto another. Say, he won't give his glory to another. Hearken unto me. Say, listen to me, O Jacob and Israel, my call. I am he, I am the first, I am the last. Mine hand also have laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand has spanned the heavens. When I call it to them, they stand up together. I mean, the stars and so forth, they'll be right there. Wherever you see a star, it's going to be there all the time. See, so we got to come out of, this pride and not listening to the Most High. It's very important, because y'all know about this one, Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom, which is the proper application of knowledge, and instruction. You can't tell them nothing. That's why I say correction, telling you how to be instructed the righteous way of the Most High. You can't tell them nothing. So it's saying in verse 22, it says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. A fool hate knowledge. Straight up, you can't teach them nothing. You can try this way, that way, whatever, all kind of ways, strategies to teach them a fool something. A fool hate knowledge. They got you so you can't. What's the problem with us? We'll keep something from us. You put it where? In the book. I've been in the book all day long. The best book in the world. #1 seller, right? The Bible. Yeah. We've been in the book all day long. But fools hate knowledge. That's why the Most High said, verse 24, because I have called, and you refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. The Most High's hand are men. no man regardeth. But ye have set at naught, at nothing, all my counsel. Certain secrets that the Most High is revealing these last days, people are not observing to be able to change. I don't know how y'all think in your wildest dreams if the so-called white man, the Edomite man, would say he is the Most High and paint his picture in the Bible that he won't do anything. Nothing's past what he'll do. So y'all, and he printing the Bibles. And I can get Bibles that read this, and they don't say the same thing in another Bible. Don't say the same thing in another Bible. Don't say the thing in another Bible. Another thing. They got a. I think the LGBTQ got a Bible out, right? Most High is a man and a woman, right? Ain't that something new? I mean, I'm saying, who printing it? Who publishing it? If thou could say, which Bibles are you publishing, so-called black man? That you making all this money, #1 seller, book of the world. They publishing the Bibles. They the ones that have this. So therefore they have access to whatever it is that it's going to change up a lot since this truth is all over. Now, a whole lot of things going to change. Just like the Zondervan Comparative Bible Dictionary. Some of them don't say Ham, the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. They took not the Negroes out. But the Egyptians, the Libyans, the Canaanites, and Ethiopians took not the Negroes out. That's why I say, most I saying, because I have called and you refuse, I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth. But ye have said at naught, nothing, all my counsel. You only got so much time that you're going to really deal with this, and with none of my reproof. He said, I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. When you get scared, and he bring this calamity on you, and you get scared, he say he's going to be laughing at you. He's going to mock, make fun of you. That's a serious, and that's real serious to me, to know that the Most High going to be up in heaven, in the fourth dimension, third dimension, with the angels laughing at us. Man. Could it be any of us? It's got to be on point. He said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When you get scared, he said, I'm going to mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, like a tornado or a hurricane, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. But I will not answer. Man, I don't want to be there. You? He said they're going to call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. That's serious. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. They were none of my counsel that you're getting now and been getting. They despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. So your own way that you think is right, you're going to eat of it. He's saying. Because he ain't say, what he say? Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. That's serious, y'all. Sounds serious to me. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Look at Isaiah 66 and 4. He said, also will choose their delusions. Well, so I got a whole lot of delusions that he could put all of us in. Anyways, nobody's exempt. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. Not fear, but fears. He gonna make you scared. And will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, like he calling right now, none did answer. When I spake, he's speaking the word, you hear the word of the Most High all day long. They did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. They chose that which I delighted not. This is serious, yo. You don't think there's going to be a judgment behind that? We keep hearing the same thing over and over again, man. But see, we don't look at how much we vex the Most High. He say we made him cry. He said we made him cry. So you want to still be stiff-necked? You still don't want to come back and really look at how he look at us and how he love and have mercy and compassion? All y'all want to talk about this love, Most High's love, yeah. But how could he love us when we doing things that's contrary to what he tell us to do? Isaiah 65:12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Why? Because when I called, ye did not answer. This is the highest calling you could be called into. To know this truth. To understand what this Bible is talking about. Because your pork chop eating preacher's not bringing it. Or you would already know when you come to listen to what this Bible is talking about. Coming from whatever religion you came from, you should be able to show me your religion in this Bible. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. You should come in here learning more of the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. If your religion that you're coming from, that you in, love the Most High. He wrote those laws with his finger, the work of the Most High. Don't say you love him. That's why he say, when you cry to him, he say he ain't going to even hear your prayer. Some people just say praying to themselves. That's sad right there. He said, Isaiah 65:12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Why? Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. That's why he said, look, do what Isaiah consider us. Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as an unclean thing. Is that you? He said, for we are all as an unclean thing. In all our righteousness, in all our following of the Most High's laws, are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf. Like in the fall. Leaves just fall off the tree. And our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. You see? You see what he's saying? That's what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. He could easily say it. All the rest of the Israelites besides me are as filthy rags, unclean thing, as a filthy rag. And like a leaf that faded away. And like the wind. But he said, but we, including himself, are all as an unclean thing. And all our, including himself, including Isaiah, these are the things I'm showing you that's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, that proud men, prideful women can do. Because that's downplaying your high standard of who the hell you think you are. But we all are as an unclean thing. And all our righteousnesses, all our keeping of the Most High's moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf. And our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. That's important. That's very important to hear and understand for your humility, because we went through those scriptures just now. Stiff-necked, that's prideful. Prideful is hateful before the Most High and man. I went through scriptures to show you about pride. But that's what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. And then when you go to these prophets, that's what they're doing. That's what they're giving examples. You want to talk about calling your ancestors, that's what I'm doing. When you see what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, what Daniel said. You heard what Isaiah said, we, including himself. Look at the book of Daniel, Judah, in captivity. Look what he said. Let's look at verse 8, Daniel's 9 and 8. No, let's look at 5. I just want you to hear the fact of ain't nobody exalting themselves to be high-minded. And you got a book named after them. What book you got named after you? Your name, chapter and verse, if thou could say. This is showing you the spirit of our ancestors. And the spirit of what the Most High showed me through the mysteries that I don't think a lot of people see. That some things I have to repeat. The Spirit is having me to repeat it because this is what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, which I asked you what's marvelous in the Most High's eyes. You're going to come with all kind of explanations except for this. But now you hear it. If you stay long enough to be able to hear this, you will know. And I'll prove it without a shadow of a doubt. Daniel said what? Chapter 9, verse 5. He said, we have sinned, including himself. He's righteous. He said, we have sinned and committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we, including himself, a righteous man, hearken unto thy servants, the prophets. Remember he was thrown in the lion's den? What happened to him? Nothing. Nothing happened to him. He was cool. He was all right. He was all right. Remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, his boys? Friends was thrown in the fire. What happened to him? Nothing. Mashiach say, even Nebuchadnezzar recognized that Mashiach Yahushua in the midst of the fire, the Son of the Most High is in there. I thought we threw 3 in there. Remember all the mighty men he had to make the oven so hot that they died? And they was in the midst of the furnace. They made it super hot and came out, didn't even smell like smoke. Nebuchadnezzar said, bet now nobody talk about the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because you're going to make their house a dunghill. Say, well, you see what Daniel's saying in Daniel 9 and 6? Neither have we, including himself, hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets, which spake in thy name for our kings, our princes, and our fathers to all the people of the land. Say, verse 8, Daniel 9 and 8. O Most High, to us belong a confusion of faces, Confusing of face. Like I said, I asked brothers primarily, what's your race? I got 105 different answers. O Most High, to us, the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, confusion of face, belonging confusion of face to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we, including Daniel, have sinned against thee. You got to see this. Just like we heard Isaiah saying, we ain't nothing but unclean thing, and we ain't nothing but filthy rags, and so forth. You got to see this. O Most High, to us belong a confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Most High, our power, belong mercies and forgivenesses, though we, including himself, have rebelled against him. Neither have we, including himself, obeyed the voice of the Most High, our power, even though he was righteous, to walk in his laws, which he set before us, including himself, by his servants the prophets. Say, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we, gotta see this, have sinned against him. Need we go further? I mean, you see it right there. Jeremiah 3:25. We did Isaiah, we did Daniel, Jeremiah. What did I say? Jeremiah 3:25. We, including himself, lie down in our shame. We, including himself, Jeremiah, lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. For we have sinned against the Most High, our power. We, including himself, and our fathers, from our youth even unto this day, and have not obeyed the voice of the Most High, our power. See, that's what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. You don't think you all that. I don't care what your situation is, and whatever you following, thinking you following the Most High. Righteousness by keeping his laws, statutes, commandments. That don't mean nothing. You heard what they said. Which one are you more powerful than the man that the Most High had allowed their names to be included in these books? Even though that's not their real name, but it's still, we understand it that's in, they have changed their names to those names. But at the same time, the word that the Most High allowed us to hear and see, that's been hidden in the mysteries of the Most High, that you should understand when you see, go to Ezra, the 7th chapter, 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, and we're going to look at verse 49. Listen, it's the same.